He's going to ask you to subscribe to the channel. Nah, they'll do that if they want to. I want to talk about my new album. Move it along. Killer, come on. Hey, look, I'm talking here, okay? The drum tracks are absolutely killer.
One key to success is being true to what you are. Authenticity is important. Nothing demonstrates that better than the Mercedes-Benz E Class. Since its inception, it's been a solid low-key luxury choice. For 2021, it gets an extensive mid-cycle refresh. Yeah, it's much more than just a new grille and taillights. The improvements make it even more E-Classy. That's about the only way to describe it.
E Class is not just a sedan, it's also available as a convertible, a coupe, and not a four-door coupe, an actual two-door, plus a wagon, a rugged-looking one called the all-terrain, because you just can't have a wagon these days. It's got to look like an SUV, right?
Plus, there are high-performance AMG variants, so nearly every buyer is covered and all models are properly done. It's why the E Class is so successful. This particular E350 is modestly outfitted the way that many buyers would tick the boxes. All-wheel drive, a big glass roof, upgraded 18-inch wheels, plus the driver's assistance, acoustical comfort, and premium packages. That brings the as-tested total to $64,800. There's a lot of new tech inside, but I'll get to that later. Let's talk powertrain. E350s run with a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, as do Audi A6, BMW 5 Series, Cadillac CT5, and Genesis G80, begging the question, is there some sort of secret club that decides this stuff? It makes 255 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque on premium fuel. There are 9 speeds in the gearbox, and they can be manually controlled. There are also drive modes that sharpen up throttle response and remap the steering and transmission dynamics.
Yes, it's got a 4-cylinder, it's turbocharged, there's plenty of power, scoot is not a problem. 0 to 60 happens in about 6 seconds flat, you know, if you're really gonna push it. I will say the 4-cylinder sounds like a 4-cylinder when you put your foot hard into it. There is a 6 available, it'll just cost you more money.
Which may not be an issue for buyers in this class. I highly suggest driving both the 350 and 450, which offers a more authentic E-Class experience. The 350 does what you'd expect when it comes to coddling occupants, starting with a structure that never quivers. Super solid. Of course it is.
The ride quality? Smooth and creamy, and it's also very quiet. This would be an excellent road trip vehicle.
An optional $1,900 air body control active suspension would sharpen up the handling dynamics if it were on this car. Worth the cash if it's shared with a spouse that values driving fun.
This particular E-Class model is built for comfort. It's not sloppy in hard cornering, but there is more body movement than people that would buy an AMG would want. And Mercedes will be happy to sell you one of those for a lot more money.
As for efficiency, the EPA average of the 4MATIC model is the same as the rear-drive E350 at 25 miles per gallon, and since the 450 is a mild hybrid, its average is higher at 26 mpg.
If you want better fuel economy, maybe wait for the plug-in hybrid. Yeah, there's one coming.
When or if it makes it to the US is not clear. With a smaller trunk, it has an estimated all-electric range of 30 miles. Come on, Mercedes, bring it.
The 9-speed transmission? What a nice, smooth gearbox this is. You may not even notice the shifts.
I'll point out that the E-Class has good visibility. Sorry, my shot of the augmented reality navigation didn't work out. Autonomous braking with pedestrian detection and blind spot warning are standard. So is car-to-X communication that detects road and weather issues and then automatically sends alerts to a central notification center, which relays those warnings to other cars so equipped. The optional safety tech that includes adaptive cruise and lane keep assist with lane change is exceptionally well done.
Nearly all modern cars have engine stop-start systems these days. Let's check out the Mercedes. Smooth on stop, on startup. It's okay, easily turned off.
Mercedes makes some of the best interiors in the business, and this one starts with the kind of touches that you'd expect in a premium vehicle. Seems like a small grove of trees was used. Anybody else see some Eames chair inspiration? The ambient lighting all throughout the cabin can be dialed to the hue of your choice. It's soothing in here. Twin 12.3-inch screens dominate this space. There are all sorts of ways to configure them to your liking, and you can interact with them using redesigned micro trackpads. They work pretty well once you're used to them. These standard heated seats are covered in MBUX, in other words, synthetic leather. They're very supportive and can undulate slightly to keep drivers fresh. Few friends would know if you skipped the $1,600 cowhide. The $2,300 premium package buys a good self-parking system and regal Burmester surround sound, money well spent. There's a lot of good tech packed in here.
E Class now has the MBUX user interface. The voice assistant is really pretty good. You can ask it to turn up the heat or find the nearest restaurant or gas station. Let's try something a little bit more personal. Hey, Mercedes.
How can I help?
What's the meaning of life?
It worries me that you're asking it to a computer.
Well, these are odd times.
User interfaces are now a huge part of the automobile experience, so make sure you're comfortable with the one that you're about to buy. This one has the optional gesture controls that I didn't find overly helpful. Touch response is very good. There are so many features, it'll take a while to find them quickly, and the complexity can cause eyes to leave the road. There's a trackpad and dedicated buttons if you don't like fingerprints on the screen, plus those steering wheel pads. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard, but you'll be buying new cords since there are only the new USB-C ports. You can afford it, you bought an E Class.
You said you had a really amazing observation about the refreshed E Class's back seat? Yep, it's the same size as last year's. I'm not impressed. Why would they spend the money to change it? For starters, it's comfortable. Cushions are high enough so that thigh support is excellent. Foot, knee, leg, and headroom are excellent. We're both 5'9", by the way. And the door openings are big enough so that car seats go in and out, no sweat. You got your door pockets, but you don't get built-in sunshades. You know me, I'm big on seat pockets. This one has two. Power port? Yeah, kind of. You can choose your own adapter and get the one you want. Heated seats are available, just not optioned on this car. The drive shaft tunnel is a little bit on the big side, meaning a center passenger would have to put their feet over here, impinging on other passengers. But, you know, really not bad back here. The old adage, two's company, three's a crowd, that pretty much works back here.
In the design department, the E's face doesn't look radically different. The standard LED headlamps now run with a single DRL, it used to be two. Things are changed more around back, with an entirely new rear that's crisper, with less of a sag. A number of people thought this was a C Class, and I understand. All of the Mercedes sedans have a similarity to them, rendered in small, medium, and large, but the understated and unified fuselage shape doesn't have a single stray line, like it was shaped purposely by the wind, and if it's hit while you're gone, the car will send a text alert to your phone.
One advantage that sedans have over SUVs: privacy. It's harder for thieves to see inside the cargo area, and a reminder that if you're stowing a laptop or iPad in the back here, turn them all the way off. Don't leave them in sleep mode. Thieves can detect them.
Even if you do hide them under here, which finds there's no spare tire, this is shod with run flats. I'm thinking a full week's worth of groceries could be hung on this beefy hook. This could be a good ski car, and boards can be transported inside. Nice that you don't have to reach in and get clothes all dirty to drop the seats. This isn't as useful as the wagon, but every extra cubic foot helps. The redesign doesn't open up any significant space. Buy an SUV if that's needed. 6 packs of the 2-ply is about average in class. Let's sum the E350 up. It's red light, green light time. Green light. The heavily freshened E Class quietly, confidently, and handsomely embodies what a luxury sedan should be, exuding status, not shouting it. MBUX and updated active safety features are well executed and useful, not just tech for the sake of marketing. The materials, design, and lighting of the cabin are lovely. You'll linger in here, and not just to listen to the rest of Marketplace. Yellow lights? The 350's Turbo 4 has enough oomph, but the refinement of the inline-6 in the 450 elevates the experience. Some features get buried deep in the menu of the well-done user interface. I found my eyes occasionally leaving the road. The sheet metal has an S-Class vibe, but a C-Class look as well. Nice, but viva la différence? Red lights, the typical Mercedes price spiral. I highly prefer the 450, and equipped the way a Mercedes should be, it becomes a 75 grand proposition. AMG models can top 100, and I'm not talking miles per hour either. This is of course expected when you see a star on the nose. The best you can do is check your finances and make sure to test drive all the choices before writing the big check.
Competitors? Well, there's always the BMW 5 Series, Audi A6, maybe the new Genesis G80.
Which is a terrific value at some $4,000 less fully loaded than this one that's lightly optioned. But it's important to get the car that you love if you have the means. It would be easy to fall for an E Class sedan since there's one for just about everybody. For 2021, Mercedes keeps it true to its heritage and authenticity while elevating the tech and luxury experience. I may or may not have let you in on this, but I do my best to never look at other reviews of a vehicle before I write mine. I'm just trying to keep my own opinion. In the middle of editing this video, Motor Trend announced that the E Class won 2021 Car of the Year, which includes the entire range of powertrains and body styles. So congratulations, Mercedes, winning against Porsche Taycan, Genesis G80, and the new Acura TLX. Truth be told, I'd have voted for the Porsche, but it's twice the price of the one that I tested here.
All right, you folks all know that I shoot, write, and edit these videos, right? Well, this one came together in a tortured sort of way. For some reason, I was just not on my A game. Shooting the running footage, the sun is bad, and this is a white car, so it overexposes. People got in the way, toys got in the way, all sorts of stuff. You know, sometimes it just doesn't come together. But I kept at it, you know, at least you have a car review this week.
You folks may not notice, but I do. It's important for me to get things just right. I'm my own toughest critic.
I will encourage you to subscribe to this channel and click the notifications bell because, well, that's what YouTubers do. Besides, you don't want to miss any of these car reviews. They're pretty good. And instead of the usual fun fact that I do this time, I'm going to tell you about the Costco TP test because a lot of people wonder what I do with all of this when I'm done. Well, truth be told, what I do is I go in, I get all I need, and I just bring it out, stuff it in the trunk, and then bring it back. After all of these years, I know the people at the door pretty well, and I've gotten pretty good at restocking. Maybe I should get a job here. It probably pays better than this gig. Thanks for watching, folks. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.